Good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today?
Good morning.
Good? First of all, I want to say thank you, everybody, for being here today. We really appreciate your presence. A little bit about ourselves, a little bit about Pacificwide, and what we do here at Pacificwide. We help people to buy their first home through our many unique loan programs that I'm sure MC is going to go over with you guys later on. And if you're an investor, we would love to help you to add great asset to your investment portfolio. So with no further ado, I would like to introduce MC.
Thank you, MC.
Thank you.
First of all, welcome everyone to our very first seminar, Secret to Home Ownership Workshop. I really appreciate that you make your time here. Today is Saturday, and Saturday is normally a family day, and you have so much to do with your loved ones, but you didn't make your choice to be here with us. So I want to make sure you will benefit from today. You're going to take away something that benefit you for a long time. Not only benefit you, benefit your family, and you will make a better decision when it comes to real estate investment. I make sure that's gonna happen. All right. So let's introduce myself. If someone doesn't know me, my name is Min Chow, but you can call me MC for short. I am a loan manager at Pacificwide, and I work here since 2009. My job is to help people to find a dream home or to with the mortgage, and to help the investor to make more money. Due to the market change, a lot of things happened in 2018, and a lot of people might not really know what's happening in 2019, 2020, 2021. So we decided to create this seminar to help everyone to understand real estate market, real estate investment, and I hope that you will enjoy it. So let's go over to what we're going to talk today. So the first thing I would like to go over, this first slide. This is my favorite slide, and I only keep it for myself. It's to remind me of what to do when I make my decision in buying or not. This is a 32-year real estate history. And if you see, the data starting since 1984, and down here in 2016, it's 32 years of history of real estate. Let's take a look of the history together. So in this slide, this particular slide, the first recession happened in 1991, and it lasts until 1994. So about 3 to 4 years. And look, the home price, the home value went down 11%. Okay, wow, the home value went down. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. In 2001, the second recession in this slide right here, it occurred in 2001. And how much home value went down? 10%. And this time it only 1 year recession because of the .com kicked in. The economy gets back up faster. And then the third one we see is 2008 to 2011. It's about 4 years recession. And I believe most of us remember this. What happening? It was terrible. And the home value went down 27%. That's ridiculous. But I know a lot of people make money during this time. But we only look at the home went down, the home value went down. We didn't look at the recovery time. This is important. Don't just look at the negative thing, look at the positive thing, because it's so awesome to look at. You see, since 1995 to 2001, the home value went up 100%. It's only went down for 11%, and it went up more than 100%. Because I remember the home at this time. I just came to the U.S. We rented a house. I lived with my family, and the owner approached my brother and my mom and want us to buy his house for $180,000. Oh my God! And this house now, over 1.5 million. So, and in 2001, the house, we're talking about the house in Santa Clara City. That's a good place to buy a home. In 2001, for the same house, it should be 500,000 in 2001. So from 180 to 500,000, it's more than 100% increase in value. And then from 2001 to 2008, again, the home value went up 59%. And if you look from 2001 until now, the home value, I think it's more than 100% again. But this one only go up to 2016. So why do we look at the history of real estate? If I have a ruler, I put it right here. What do you see? A straight line, a beautiful straight line. What does it mean? It means whenever you buy a house, the home value always goes up. And does it matter when you buy it? Because so many people come to me and ask me, when is the best time to buy? If I buy now, if the house value go down later on, what happened? Listen, I buy house here, I bought house here, I bought house here, and I'm doing so well. So it means doesn't matter when do you get into the real estate market. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. To me, as long as you get in, the better. Because you build your equity sooner. If somebody asks you, any of us, when should we buy? You tell them, if you qualify for a mortgage, if you have the down payment, if you need home, that's the right time. Okay? Anytime is the right time. Okay? Now I move to the next topic, and I really like to talk about this because a lot of people, when they rent a home, they don't even think about it. Okay? Let's make some very conservative number here, because I know a 3-bedroom, 2-bath now costs you $3,500 a month, but I put only $2,900 here to be very conservative. Okay? So if I rent a home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath for my family today. For the first year, I paid $35,000. Okay? Second year, because the rent increased 3.1% annually. So each year, guess what I did to myself? I throw my money away. Here you go. Here you go. Bye-bye money. Bye-bye money. And look, after 8 years, I buy so much money. Look how much I throw away. More than $300,000. And if I start here at $3,500, I would throw away more than $400,000. Trust me, people don't even realize they're throwing away money. So much money. I'm just talking about the rent. I haven't talked about tax benefit yet. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Because I talked to a lot of homeowners in Sunnyvale. And so for someone who bought a home in Sunnyvale for $100,000, in 1990, now it's over 1.6 million. Imagine you live in a home, 30 years later, you have this much money. So do you care about the interest rate, how much you pay a month? Do you care about the interest rate? It's gonna go up 5%, 6%, or 7%. Let's talk about interest rate. My first home I bought in 2001, that went after I got married. My 30-year fixed rate was 7%, and my husband and I, we were engineering, and then we have good job, we have good credit score, but our rate is 7% for 30-year fixed. We are happy because we bought our home. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, the interest rate going up, should we not buying it? Why not? Who cares? Look, you gain so much that the interest rate, the interest you pay doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So at any point you want to buy a mortgage or buy a home, go for it. So this is, we talk about Sunnyvale, and we talk about San Jose. Okay? So same thing. This is for like 10, because 10 years later, the home value of 1.3 to increase to 1.7 because of the location. So when we talk about property, real estate property, we talk about location. So you want to talk to one of the real estate brokers or one of real estate agent here at Pacificwide. They can advise you where is the best location for you to invest, okay? Because the same amount of money, but this will be like a lot more money than this. So do talk to someone that know what they're doing. So believe me, all of our brokers and agents, they are so experienced. They know exactly what they're doing. So please get one of them, okay? And now I will talk about tax benefit, but I'm gonna let my CEO talk about tax benefit because this is very important. We haven't talked about tax benefit yet. So I would like to introduce our CEO, Mr. Leon Le. Can you please come?
Thank you, Michelle.
I will be back.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Okay, let's attack our tax benefit is here. Now, for the owning a home, there's so many benefits. It depends on who you are. You are a homeowner or you are an investor. Who have a house already? Who haven't have a house? Anybody here only have two houses? Maybe not. Okay, let's say assuming nobody have a house yet. Myself too. I don't have a house. Okay, so homeowner is here the good thing. We make $100,000, $200,000 income, and you pay tax. Let's say tax bracket, federal and state tax is about 30-35%. Okay, you throw away some money to Uncle Sam, to government, to White House. Okay, White House is still shutting down. Okay, but we still pay. Okay. So the thing is, but if we have a home, we can, instead of paying to the government, we pay to yourself. So there's some tax deduction. Let's say $30,000 or $40,000 paid to the government. Now you don't have to pay $40,000 to the government anymore. You may pay $20,000 only, because you already pay interest to the lender. Anybody get it? Okay, just example. Okay. So in the future, when we have a one-to-one consultant with you, we explain more how much you save. But basically, instead of paying to the government, you pay less to the government. Instead of paying $40,000 to the government, you pay only $20,000 to the government for that year, every year, because you already paid the mortgage. That is the tax benefit. Okay, that's one thing. Now the next thing is, let's talk about this one first, and then we go to the next slide. We have more benefit to the homeowner.
Yeah, I say we still pay 40,000, for example, but 20,000 we pay to ourselves instead of paying to the government, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
instead you pay 40 to the government, you pay 20 to them, 20 to yourself. So
yes.
In a way that you.
Yes, so you save about 20,000 because you only pay interest. Let's say the total.
Based on the interest only, right? It's not the
interest only. So interest only. Okay. So let's say we mortgage, we pay, if your income, let's say you pay $40,000, you have income, you pay $40,000, every year you pay $40,000 to the IRS or state. Now, this year, because we just purchased a home, the interest you pay to the government, to the lender, certain number. So instead of paying $40,000 tax to the government, this year, you don't have to pay. In the total, we will see you pay less to the government because you already pay the interest. That's your expense. Your expense reduce your income, and your income reduce your the tax to the government. Okay. Now, how much is for the homeowner for this year 2019? For the homeowner principal, if you own a house and you're living in that, so up to $750,000 in loan. The interest from $750 will be tax deduction.
How many years you have to pay every year? How many?
This is the interest. Let's say if you own a house for $1 million, you get a loan $750. That the interest from there, let's see the tax deduction.
Must be 30 years or 25
Every year.
Every year, right?
Yeah, if you pay interest, you claim it for tax, and you reduce your tax pay. So in the past, this number is before 2019, there's no limit here. It's $2 million, I believe. But for 2019, there's the disadvantage that you can borrow up to $750 and a totally 100% deduction. If you own $1 million loan, then the interest you only went up to 750 only. Okay. Now, but that is for principal only. How is investment home? You can deduct completely. Let's say you have a 4-plex apartment and you get a loan of $3 million loan. So all the interest you pay to the lender is you can be deducted your income because that's an investment, but the business. So business have no limitation, but a homeowner, for principal, you have a limitation of 750.
This is why from the bank, right?
This is you pay to this is a loan with the bank, yes.
Oh yeah.
But when you claim tax, you file tax return at the end of the year, they will look into the number. It's your home, it's your home you live in, your principal, you can claim up to 750 interest. Okay? Interest from 750 loan. Okay, for investment, there's no limitation. But you own a house, let's say you own the real estate, the building, you can have a tax deduction, and it's the depreciation when you file tax. And it's mainly the other thing is like if you sell home, you doing sell the building and you exchange for another one, you can have a tax saving too, tax deferring too. Okay, so many things we can talk about another time. Okay, and we can use it for investment. Investment is a new topic, but a lot of people they don't know. You can use your retirement fund to purchase a home. Let's say you you have a $200,000 in your 401k. You work in the corporate in the past. I'm sorry, I was too wet. In the past, and then you put it there and waiting for your appointed age, and you enjoy it. You withdraw maybe $10,000 every month for your retirement. How about if you can use that $200,000 in your 401k and invest into real estate and make it growing? And how it's growing? Minh Châu just already explained to you. Last talked about is how the real estate growing in the last 10 years, 20 years. Okay. Oh, thank you, Minh Châu. I'm so excited. So, okay, let's take this one. Deduction. Let's take example here. Let's say we purchase a home at 800. We have a 20% down payment. Normally we get is a 640 for loan. So the interest rate from 640 every year you pay out, this will be is $29,000 per year. And here you can claim tax deduction at the end. This is for your principal home. Okay? Anybody do it every year? Is it new? Anybody seen that? It's normal? Right? Okay. Next one. Now, the good thing is owning a home. Every time you make an income, even $1 or $2, you have to pay tax. That's you. It's in America. Okay? America. So United States, you pay tax on what you earn. But owning a home, there's a benefit as well. If you live in a house, if you live in there, and in the last 5 years, you live in the house for 2 years, and you gain it, you make $500,000 for a couple, it's a tax-free. So you bought a house, 150, let's say Minh Châu 150 in 1990, and somehow you sell it in 1995 and 1920 and 2000, and you get $500,000 again. Just sell it, move to the next house. Here's a tip. I see a lot of people living in a house for 30 years, 20 years. A lot of people living in Silicon Valley living there for 20, 15 years, and they never moved. If you own a house, and when you see it again, it's $500,000 about that, you better sell, move to the next one. And you don't have to pay tax. And you just reestablish the basics. So you bought it for $1 million, and the next 5 years later, or 2 years later, if you live in there for 2 years or more, and you live in the house, you get another 500, you have a tax free again. Now, if people live in the house there, they bought 150 in 1990, and they live it until now. They sell it at $1.6 million, so the gain is $1.1 million. The first $500,000 is a tax free, but $600,000, not $600,000 is a tax deduct, and a tax subject to tax, IRS, and the state. So when we invest in real estate, the government encourages you keep moving up, living there, gain it up, sell, move next one. Okay, so they keep that in mind. Okay, so okay, this one is a 500 when I say a couple, but for single, like single people, a lot of people are single here, hold a house, then the gain is up to 250. And how you define a couple? It depends. Sometimes you don't marry, you don't have a marriage certificate, but sometimes you do. Because it doesn't mean that the IRS or the state, they don't look into the certificate only. They look into how you file tax. And they see the history. When you have a file tax or you claim, or even your companion live in the house, and you can prove they live in the house with you for the last 2 years, you're subject to $500,000. And how to prove it? Talk to your CPA. But we have some tips, but it's a case by case. Any questions so far about the tax thing? Yes, and then Brian.
Leon, you gain is about $500. I mean, for the maximum for two people. So if your house gain is so much, and can you take money for the credit and exchange for the investments? Any?
Okay, good question. Here's the thing. The house, either your principal or investment. We cannot use both, and we can consider it as both. So 1031 is for investment property. So if you live in the house you bought at 500 and now it's $1 million, maybe 1.3, let's say 1.3. So your gain is $800,000. So the first $500,000 is a tax free. The $300,000 is a taxable income. And your question is, can we use the $300,000 there as a 1031 exchange, which means you purchase another home and then get a tax deferral? The answer is no, because your house is the only house you live in. You already have a $500,000 tax benefit. We cannot exercise both at the same time.
So can we use $800,000 for? I mean, $800,000 for 1031. For investment property.
800,000 again. If you convert the house you live into investment property, then you will use that as investment property. Then you don't have a tax benefit of $500,000, but you have $800,000 again, and use it to exchange another property, buy another one. So either you have to consider this principal or investment. So which way you like? Depends. Sometimes I like principal because even I have a tax-free $500,000, the $300,000 I can use a different way to deduct it. Okay, I repair the roof, I pay commission to the agents, I do this. So you have $300,000 taxable, you reduce this one to 100. So find a way to minimize, that's how we can talk, or maybe the CPA can help you to do it. Kelly.
Yeah, I have a quick question. Let's say you were owner-occupied before and you have so much equity in there right now, but because you have to rent it out for a reason, let's say you gain $1 million right now. Okay, is there possible, do I have to come back and live there as an owner-occupied before I can get the tax break?
Yes, you can do it. Let's say the rule is count 5 years, look back 5 years. Like today is 2019, January. So look back at 5 years, in January 2014. Right? So look like, where do you live there? How long you live there? 2 years? If you already live for 2 years, and then, or maybe 2 years you already live there, the last 5 years you qualify. So if you only live for 1.5 years, you need to stay another half year. So look back 5 years, then you see that we think that you can live there for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, total is 2 years. Then you qualify for $500,000 if a couple, or $250,000 if a single. So from today, look back 5 years.
So it's not consecutive like 2 years, so you can just break it up like.
Yeah, you can break it down multiple times. Sometimes, let's talk about investment. Sometimes a lot of people now, they bought a home for investment, like the Airbnb. And that is a good thing. You can still earn the income, but that's still considered as a principal. If you don't have another house, you claim that's if you claim that's your principal, that is still considered as principal. You don't have a longer term lease. Now, there's a rule. We talk about the time. There's their Airbnb, there's a certain number of days. That's the consumer that live in your home, the renter. It cannot be 12 months. But you can use it as an Airbnb, but it's still considered as your principal. 2 years later, if you get something, you can still sell and earn $500,000 for a couple or single for 250 for single. Yes.
Say I have resident home, right?
Mm.
And how do I make it become my investment? Is that also 5-year, 2-year thing you say?
Let's say today you can decide to convert it into investment home, and you put the house for rent, and you don't live there, and you claim the tax. Here's the thing. Is there no rules to tell you that's an investment or principal? There's no rules. But it will be within a reasonable time frame. So let's say if you rent it out for 1 year, then that's considered as an investment. IRS doesn't tell you how many months, but if they don't say it has to be reasonable. So if you put a house for rent, now next year you file tax returns to put for a house for rent, even though no income, but you don't live there, then that's considered as an investment. It doesn't have a time frame because you go from the best to the worst, so they don't really care. But if you have investment, you went to claim $500,000, they get very carefully. So from the top best, so nobody wants to convert that one to investment.
You know, my question is, now, a year from now, I sell that house,
Mm.
right? I want to use all the money I gain from that house
Mm.
for the exchange. What if I next time, tax deferred?
Not yet deferred, not
Deferred,
free.
right? Tax deferred,
Yes.
all right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I want, after I buy the house, I want to convert it, become my resident.
Very good point. The conversion is that the price at the time you convert. Let's say this big example. And say okay, he bought a house at $400,000, and now it's at $900,000, and he said let's put the house for rent for a year to convert it into the investment home. So when he sell, he can use all $900,000 tax deferral, which means you hold on to the tax, and you $900,000 to buy a $1.5 million. Okay, so he said that he wants to convert and leave it there for 2 years or 1 year, and he converted it back to his principal, so he have a tax break. The answer is no. At the time he converted, they calculate the price. At the time you convert, maybe 1.2. So you start from there. Now you still own the IRS. You're not a 500,000 there. They don't forget.
How we make a check?
Oh, good thing. The only thing you can possibly forget, die. So if we own a house, that's a good thing about investment exchange. You exchange, and when you die. Your children, your kids get all, but they don't have to pay tax for that gain. So that's what the good thing is for investment. You can keep growing, exchange from the smaller one to the bigger one, And one day they die. They have a lot of assets, properties, and all the children, of course. Get all the properties.
See, that's an answer.
But they pay for the different tax.
People laugh, but that's an answer. See, you cheat them.
Yeah, that's good, right?
You die to cheat them. They have to die to cheat them. So.
Yes. Benefit, die.
So $500,000 deducted for the couple, right?
Yes.
So if one of spouse died,
Okay, that's a complicated thing. Okay, one die. Okay. And what happened?
yeah,
It depends. How long she died. Look at about 5 years. Yeah, look at 5 years.
Very right
If she
away.
died last year, still $500,000. Because the last 2 years. Now this is 10 years ago. And we let's say 2000, year 2000, she died. Or he died. Okay, at that time, we look at the price. From the time he began, from the time he bought the couple purchased a home, at the time she died or he died, and that's when $500,000 is benefit free. From that point, for up, it's a taxable. You see, because the die is a debt done from there.
Resist.
Yeah. Yes.
I think from what I know is if the heir who inherits the property, the basis value will the value that as that current market. So
Yes.
even if the house was bought 5 years ago for 1 million, and when they sold it, I mean the time that the owner died, then the basis value say 2 million, so count from there. So whatever the value taxable on the gain is from that time.
Yeah, the time
So
that's
now-
received.
Go back to the question from this, if one spouse die, so I think you can verify with your CPA, but I think like 50% will take the value, the basis value of that current price.
Mm-hmm.
Say if at that time the value is 2 million, so then 50% of the property, the value will be at that 2 million.
Yeah, so then we stack up by value.
Yeah.
So let's say we just say we purchased, the couple purchased 500. This is what I say 500. The time one person died is $1 million. Okay, the stack up value is $1 million. And that's fine. Let's say that the die is the beginning time, not a new life. Okay, for another person. Survival. Okay. Okay, let's start from there. 1 million. And that's from 1 million and forever. That is a different number. Let's say that's the future. But from here, from the time we die and the time they purchase the home, that is a $500,000. $250 for this one. If this person live for another one, they sell the home, it's right here. $2 million. They still have a $500. They start from here for the survival, but for the wife or the husband died, this is from here to here. So we separate them. $250 for the die person and $250 for the survival. Basically, it's $5.
The basic value counting from the 2 million.
For the survival.
Yeah.
For the survival.
For the one who dies, for the spouse who died. Because later on, if you sell that property, so the spouse inherit 50% of the wife or the husband who just passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the time that spouse died, the value of 2 million. So the basis value is not 1 million when the time when the property was bought, but at the 2 million. So 50% of the value, the basis value for when you
For the survival?
Yeah.
Survival? So the survival is not 1 million.
No, the 50% of the spouse who died that the husband inherits
Okay.
is based on the 2 million, not 1 million.
So they still have a 250 or 500?
Yeah, I don't know how, but we counting from
Because one
the
person.
basis, how you pay tax.
Right.
So if you sell at 2.5, so the value at the time the spouse died is 2 million, so your taxable is $500,000.
Okay.
Not 1.5 million, because the price was bought is 1 million. The time the spouse died is 2 million market value, but then when you sold it at 2.5 million, so normally you would pay 1.5 million on the tax capital gain, but since the spouse the time they died at 2 million, so now count from that point 2 million up to 2.5 the price that you sold. So taxable is $500,000, not 1.5. For the 50%.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
for the 50% that you inherit
Yeah,
from your
right.
spouse
So
who just
let's,
died.
okay, it's can't go into too much details. We'll
Yeah.
talk later. But basically, yes, when the new life begin, which means when people die, the survival will start the new life, and the price started from that point.
Yeah.
So it's $2 million, right? And we have to talk about the people who died. So the people who died is they don't have to pay. They die. Okay, we will come back another time, maybe another seminar. Let's move on.
Let's
Okay.
move forward.
So let's say we pay tax. Let's say we have investment property by tax. And how do they tax you? And of course, for the investment, every dollar you make, you pay tax. So the taxes have two tax. Since we live in California, it's a federal tax, we call it IRS. And the FTB is a state tax, California. So basically, we have to pay two taxes. Just like your income tax, your paycheck, we all pay two taxes, right? So this taxes normally depend on how long you own the property. So we have a short-term gain and long-term gain. And I know that a few people here, we trade stock a lot. So we heard a very familiar term, a name called a short-term, long-term capital gain and short-term gain, capital gain. Trading, so I mean the trading stock and the trading, right? So for the short term, it's big, maybe 45%. Let's say you flip home. A lot of people doing flip home here too. They buy a house, they prepare, they flip. So it's subject to 40-45%, and they try different ways to deduct it. But for long term, when we talk about long term, it's more than a year, just like stock. It's just a stock, it's just something to trade. House is something you trade. So it's a long term capital gain. Okay, so that is long term capital gain is not from 10% up. It depends on your income. Let's say if you don't have other income, source of income, then you might be at 10%. But normally we put a 20% here, it's just something that's because it's very common. Majority is pay 20%. Because you don't only flip one property, maybe you flip two per year. I mean, you have another job, you flip a house, sell a home. So normally it's about from 10 to 25%. So we put it at 20%, but it's varied. So different person, people, investor, when they pay tax, it's a different rate, not fixed. Not just selling home and you pay 20%. No, it depends on your income as well. It's start from 10 to 25. For the state tax, it's a start from 8.3 to I think 14%. So it's in addition to capital IRS tax, we have a FTD tax as well. So the total, a lot of people would say, well, if I sell the home, I gain something, how much I pay? A lot of people just saying to each other on the street, outside, say 35%. Where does 35% come from? It's come from this. Because it pays 20% or 15%, but it's just 35%. But actually it's not. It depends on your income. Now, when you sell a home, you might leave the country. You move back to your country. So no good. So normally when you sell investment home, they have a form for you to fill out. This is investment home or your house principal home. And you say you check the boxes investment home. And the escrow company, the third party company, they withhold the money, they hold your money right away. And then they give it to the IRS. And at the end of the year, when you file tax, maybe you have to pay more or you get back. But they collect some money from you at the time you sell home. Okay, it's two rules. It's a 3.3% of the amount you sell or 10% of your gain, depending on where you're from. So two ways to hold the tax. 3.3 of the full purchase selling price or 10% of what you gain. Let's say you buy 500, you sell 1 million, therefore if you choose option 10% of 500, this is 50,000. If you choose option 3.3, which means 3.3 of 1 million, it's $23,000. Okay? But this is not final. That's something that would help. Just like your income, you work in a company, you also get your paycheck. Every month you get $10,000, they withhold some money first. It's not final. Right? Okay. So, Tension Water Chain, this is the big topic with many details and exceptions, benefit exception. I just give you an idea a little bit. So we talk another time, Tension Water Chain for investment, for investor only. So when you purchase the home, you put it for rent, or you do some, you home it there for vacation, not vacation home, but for something, for investment, for producing income, we call it investment property. Investment property is you will, when you purchase, when you sell, when you buy another one, if you don't want to pay tax, you have a way to defer taxes. You don't pay tax now, but you pay later. You have money to purchase a new one. And there is a rule. Within 45 days, when you sell the home, we have to tell the company who hold your money that which property that you're going to purchase. We have a 45 days rule. If you fail to identify the property within 45 days window, then you have to pay tax. And you have another 135 days, the total is 180 days from the day you sell, then to complete the transaction. That's a good thing. That's when you purchase a new home. The new home might not be available right away. But you can tell them that you're going to buy a new home, and the construction might be completed later time. Now, tenancy exchange is not that simple. There's many different ways of tenancy exchange. You could sell the property first and buy another one. With one way that you got a forward or delay exchange. Another way you can purchase first and you sell later. Because you see something really good investment and you want to buy it. You have a capital, money to buy first, and you sell this one later, but still 45 days. Okay? Then that's what we call the reverse. And sometimes you identify and you sell it at the same time. We got simultaneous. And sometimes we have a tension where it changes that you can buy the home But the rule, there's a rule is when you sell $1 million, you have to buy something $1 million or more in order to qualify. If you sell $1 million, you buy $500,000, then the $500,000 again you bring home, that's taxable. Okay? Now, how to avoid that taxable? Because you sell high, buy low. Then we will have an improvement to exchange as well. You will claim that you use $500,000 to construct the new property. Let's say you buy land. You say your home be $1 million. You buy the land in Morgan Hill. Maybe $700,000, big land, 2 acres. But I don't want to pay $300,000 because I sell $1 million. I buy $700,000 of land. So I use up $300,000 to construct the new building there. That qualifies too. We call it Deduction exchange improvement. Okay? So there's another thing, but this is we will talk with any of you. Yes.
So is that 2 step have to be, is it a must 2 step? I think within 45 days you say, I filed a property. And then within 180 days I have to close it.
Yes.
Or I don't need to do the first step as long as I close.
We have to meet two.
Must have two.
Yeah. So timeline from day 0, you close the transaction, you sell it. You have 45 days here, and within from there to here, 45 days, then we have to identify the properties. Maybe 3, maybe 1, 2.
How do they know?
You tell them. You write an email, fill out the form. I found 3 properties. I lied. I will close 1 of them. Or I can close, if you sell $1 million, you buy 3 properties, 300, 400.
But you have to tell the bank?
Tell the company who hold it, we're going to exchange intermediate company. The company who qualified, authorized the IRS to hold the money. You're going to take home, just like 401k, a stock, a bond. When you work for the company, you have a 401k benefit. When you move to another company, we've got a roll over. Roll over has to roll the money from another company, 401k plan. You're going to take home.
But let's say if I identify the house A, but actually in the end I buy the house B.
But the B is in the list or not?
No.
No. Then the B has to be in the list within 45 days. Let's say day 45, oh, I have another house. What B? I never identify. But if you identify A, B, C, and over day 90, you say I have a property C, F. No, it's not. Doesn't. No. They have to be within. The how you complete the transaction has to be identified earlier.
Okay. If you say that we bought the house before we invest for the change, so how can we play?
Oh, good. So let's say you have cash. You own a property, and you want to line the building in downtown San Jose, and you want to exchange, but you don't have time to sell this one yet. You don't have a buyer yet. So you want to buy the other one. So you have to use different money. You have temporary money somewhere. You buy the building in San Jose. Within 45 days, you have to sell this building you have. And you ask money to show to the other one. I said, hey, I have money now. So how do we do that? Okay, 2019, and see talk about investment in real estate. Should we buy or not to buy? Why we going to 2019? Is the economy. What is you think is why we don't buy? Why we have to buy? We should buy. Worry, right? You worry that's the economy. You don't have money. Maybe you lose job. Economy will go down. Real estate we buy it. Even though she said 10 years ago like this, but they also have some stick up and down. And you don't everybody want the best. They don't want to, even though they have 10 years again, but they want to buy at the bottom. A lot of people say it that way. So, what is it make you think is you worry, and what would make the market change in overall, not just for real estate, but for everything? Anybody have an idea? Okay, let's say maybe U.S., China, trade war. That's affect people too, right? People worry because there's both will damage. Who win, who lose will be defined the market as well. Interest rate probably the factor that driving the market. Interest rate higher to control inflation, right? To hold back the expenses, right? So a lot of things here. Let's see. Okay, what is government shutdown? Do you think it's affect the economy? Yes. For the short term, maybe you may not see it. For the long term, it's damage because people don't get the don't have the money. They don't have the money, the salary, the federal employee. They don't have the money to spend, to buy food. If they don't have food, the restaurant, they don't have money, income, right? So they spend. So everything will be slowed down. If the shutdown, people keep going this way. We don't want to go and shut down too long. Okay, so that's the effect of number one. I read the news yesterday. There is the damage to the economy, probably $6 billion already. It's exceed what the president asked for. Correct, right? Now, interest rate, housing inventory is also define the market as well. Unemployment is the positive thing for the economy at this time. Very low. December 3.9% unemployment rate for the whole country. In Silicon Valley, 2.1. Most people us have jobs. I have job here to talk. Okay. Okay. So the only thing is, I think that will affect the economy in 2019. So watch these elements and monitor them to see where they go. Let's say the U.S.-China, yesterday, last week, Friday, there's some good news, right? Is it in here written news? So they don't too much aggressive this time. They hold on. Probably both of them see the damages too high, too fast. But if they go into some kind of agreement, then the market will be stabilized. And depend on what the details of the agreement as well. Interest rate, it might go up too fast this year, will be a problem. We'll make 1 or 2 times, let's be good. Alright? Let's see. Here, the forecast from us, prediction. The stock market is not going well, very well. In the last year, it went down, it went up a little bit in the last few days. So we predict the Dow Jones stay at 26,000 level by the end of 2019. Almost gone. Okay. So the unemployment rate last December 3.9. We predict it's a little bit better this year. We don't see the sign of losing job, losing employment. I see the consumer spending, consumer confidence very high. Last year December, a lot of people spending money. You know them. Everybody here, I know. Finish this one, you might go for lunch, buy lunch. You might go to the fancy restaurant. Are you stopping to travel, to spend money in holidays? No, you're spending a lot of money. I know, I look at it here. Everybody here is spending money a lot in December. And then the trend to spend money in January and February too. So that's give us signal, tell us we are very confident with what we are making money today. We don't afraid to lose job tomorrow. And the confidence is the key thing of everything. The confidence that you make money today, tomorrow you have money, today you spend. But if you have $15,000, $50,000, or $100,000 in your bank account, and you know that tomorrow you don't make income, you might not spend dollar amount, any dollar, right? So confident, even you have a low saving, but if you believe you make money, going to make money, you're confident. And then it's showing the economy is very confident with the employment. And the economy is going up. It's remain good. Okay, now let's go quick here so we conclude this one. That's we talk about the general US. How is Silicon Valley? I say 2.1% unemployment rate is very good signal for everybody. Who here don't have a job? Maybe 1 or 2, I don't know who they are. But if you have a job part-time, full-time, you have a job, you're making good, okay with income. Housing demand, housing supply is still the main factor to determine the housing market, real estate market. 4 or 5 years ago, the local market in Silicon Valley Bay Area followed the principle of demand, supply, and demand. That's called a business, supply to demand. Last year, 2018, the market went down something like 10 to 15% from the top. But come back 2019, and my prediction, it comes back to the principle that normally market is driven by, which is supply and demand. We still see that there are few houses on the market, but a lot of buyer and demand from us, from each of us, will drive the market up. And it's proven that in the last few weeks, 2 weeks of December 18, and the first 3 weeks of January, we see a big wall standing on right. I see the house just last week. We offer $100,000 more, but we still fail. The list $899. We offer $950, but the agents the other side say, I'm sorry, we have 7 offers. It's going to be above $1 million already. And we see here the houses sell. They used to stay on the market for a while in December, November, but now they have multiple offers already. So who knows? Any one of us here, if you are shopping for home, buy it now. Interest rate is still low. Housing market is still kind of uncertainty because some sellers still worried. Some sellers they are unaware, and some buyer. So you can still have time to bargain to buy a home with a low interest rate. Okay, and you have enjoy the new home, your new home New Year too as well. Now that's one of the broker in the company, and we learned a lot from Alex. And hope you can have us a good time today.
Well, thank you very much. Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. I believe everybody here has been invited to come over here. I hope they were not forced to come over here, right? Okay. If you can remember, the title of the seminar is The Secret of Homeownership. Is that correct? Actually, it's no secret. All you have to do is surround yourself with great lenders and great brokers and agents. Yeah, the people that you can call anytime you need information. Okay? I know that the internet is over there for you, 24 hours. You can always go over there. But this is the one that don't talk back. You need somebody who can explain to you what's giving you on the internet. You want somebody to hold your hands from start to finish. But again, if you can use the internet plus the great lenders and brokers that we offer you, I think you'll be in a good start. Okay, everybody agree on that one? Okay, good. And at the same time, majority of us here can return your call 24/7. Again, you may get a call the following day, but we have it because of our digital age. I mean, is that something? Now that we have people calling you back like quickly on text messages. So internet probably will give you the information, but they can explain it to you. You have to process it, interpret it yourself. Okay. Yeah, the information that we have here probably goes back up to what, 2009, and we have agents here that are like in the business for 26 years, 10 years, 15 years. Use that information here. Okay, it's free. Okay, I have it here. How to buy the best deal. I mean, the only know that a buyer can buy a best deal is buy it under price. But it doesn't happen all the time. Okay, but if you have an agent here who is always looking for good deals, you want to have that behind you. Okay. All right. I put here price versus features and benefits. Okay. I don't know how many buyers we have here. My understanding is buyers determine value. Okay. Do you know how buyers determine value? Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of the home based on its features and benefits. Okay? And if you're looking for about 10 homes, if you're a buyer, you already doesn't know what's the first home that you saw. You get confused. So if you are shopping for a home right now, tell your agent, don't show me 10 homes. I cannot remember the first home, but by the 10th home that you show me. So at least maybe 3 to 5 homes max. All right? Again, buy the home under market. That's the only way you can get the best deal. All right? Stay within your price range. If you're only qualified up to $700,000, make sure you're not being shown about $750,000 or $800,000. In this market, you cannot buy anything under market. That big of a difference. Okay? You don't want to have a broken heart going home. You cannot buy that house. Your chances is very small going under price right now. Okay? Perfect versus overpay. If you're looking for a good location and there are two homes there, one is really perfect. Everything there is a moving condition, okay? And the other one, same community, same builder, same age it was built, and it's $50,000 less because it has a deferred maintenance, okay? I mean, look at that. Can you earn $50,000 by just moving in? I think you can by just looking past the deferred maintenance or maybe the clutter. Okay? If the house is cluttered, please still look at the house. You may miss something good over there. If it's cluttered, maybe the hardwood that is really nice is being covered by clutters. Okay? And also, if the bedrooms are locked, make sure your agent bring you back there again, make another appointment. If the master bedroom you didn't see because it's being rented out, maybe all the improvements are in there. Okay? So make sure you get another look at the property. You may have, these are hidden treasures that the house have. So work with your agent on that. Okay? Again, there is no perfect house. You make it perfect the moment you move in. Okay? Use vision. Get creative. You know, sometimes you will see a home that is small, but the land is big, and there is an opportunity there to expand. Okay, think about that. Okay, sometimes it's big, a lot of rooms. I mean, maybe you can do more about that rooms in the future. Okay, I don't want you to do an Airbnb the moment you move in, but well, it's a thought. You know, it will help you make the payment if you make it an Airbnb. All right. Any questions so far? We're just showing you how to be a smart buyer. Okay, and also have somebody behind you instead of doing it alone. Anybody heard about DIY? Do it yourself. A lot of people are going directly to the listing agent. What is the benefit on that? I don't understand. Majority of my listings, I try to work with another agent by bringing a buyer instead of double-ending it. Okay. The beauty of that is that I protect my customer and he protects his client. So going directly to the agent, I mean, is a double-edged sword. It may hurt you and you may gain a little bit. But again, talk to your agent, lenders, and brokers. Okay, you have to have somebody with you going through this process. It has to be a what we call an exciting process. Buying a home and selling a home should be exciting. Okay, you only do it probably once or twice in your lifetime. So make it exciting. All right. Okay, and your home is your 401k. The moment you move in, you're building equity already. Okay. So by the time 30 years come, just like what Mr. Leon is saying, it'll pay you back. Okay, great. Home buying process, it's really easy. Okay. Call your broker, it's really not an option, it's a must. Talk to your agent, have somebody with you. Loan pre-approval. We have in-house lender here that you can always talk to them daily. You're open 5 days a week, right? Even Saturday.
Every day.
Search for a home. Again, don't do it alone. I know the internet is available. Again, you don't see the whole thing there. Zillow and Trulia, sometimes they show you a home that's not even for sale. I mean, you waste a lot of time. Have your agent call your agent. Make a strong offer. In this market, you can write a weak offer. You'll just be on the sideline. As a listing agent, I sort my offers that came into my listing. Anything that is a weak offer, it goes on the side. Okay? That's how I serve my clients as a listing agent. All right? Know the home that you're buying. Do not forget to get the home inspections. Okay? If the listing agent already has the inspection, review it. If you're not satisfied, I always recommend get your own inspection. Inspection that you order that you can trust. All right? Close the sale. What I mean about that is that if you're already in contract, have a good relationship with your lender, making sure that everything that they need is there, so there won't be delay on the loan. Okay? Any conditions there, they need it right away. All right? You don't want to lose the lock. You don't want to lose your rate, the rate lock. Okay? And of course, that will speed up your closing. And then moving, start building your equity. Okay? The moment they give you your keys, congratulations, start building your equity. Thank you very much.
How to pay no closing costs. I think a lot of you experience this, but I just want to talk about it a little bit. So when you buy a home, again, do not pay attention to the interest rate. Because as an investor, I never pay attention to interest rate. When I buy, I buy. When I think I want it, I do it. The rate never stopped me from buying. And also, lender is really smart, you know. So they give you, but I want you to suggest you to do no closing costs when you do a loan. And how to do that? I always give my client option. You want to pay closing costs, this is your rate. And if you don't want to pay closing costs, this is your rate. So normally the rate is like 0.125 or 0.25 difference. And if that's the difference, normally every month you make a different payment, like $50 to $100. If you don't want to pay closing costs, you look at a higher rate. For example, if I borrow a $600,000 loan now, and instead of locking the rate at 4.5%, I have to pay closing costs. I want to lock it at 4.75, so I don't have to pay closing costs. I know that I would pay like $70 or $80 more each month. But who cares? $70 more each month, who cares? Why have to pay a few thousand in advance? So client, lender, they are so smart. They collect your money in advance or later. They don't lose. And you, as an investor, we all consider ourselves as an investor. When we buy real estate, we are an investor. Investors should always leverage your money. Okay? So we always can help you to do no closing costs when you buy a property and you know all the best. And incentive, because you are here today. If you decide to buy a property, going through the process with one of us, at closing, we give you an incentive of $250 toward your closing costs. That's not a lot, but it's something to show our appreciation that you are here with us. Thank you. And loan. Okay, what should buyer? Okay, so during the time you are applying for a loan, I would like to suggest you a few things. Don't open new credit cards, or don't go buy new furniture, or don't buy new cars, because that will affect your credit cards and your monthly payment. Because when you borrow a loan, they look into your monthly payment, and it might affect your qualification. Should I change a job since the new jobs pay me a lot more? Talk to me, because I have to look at case by case. Does lender verify employment before funding? Yes. Lender always call your employer asking if you are still working at the company before they fund the money. So make sure whatever happened to your money or your job, before you buy a home or during the time you apply for a loan, please talk to me or your agent. We always know what to advise.
How long does the people stay in the job to consider to be good enough?
Normally we need a 2-year work history, but if you work for more than 6 months, I can still get you a loan. Okay? Loan program at Pacificwide, we have many loan programs. We have job loan, conforming high balance, government loan, we have FHA loan, VA loan, reverse mortgage, and we also have what's called non-QM mortgage. No docs, stated income, and foreign national. We have a lot more loan programs, but we just want to be brief today. For the no docs, this is an awesome loan program. It's really no docs, guy. You don't have to turn in any paper. We only need you have a credit score of 550. Okay. For stated income, this is very awesome for all the business owner or whoever self-employed. You can buy any home you want. I just did a loan for like $3 million loan. So normally that person need 100,000 income per month, but who would, without tax, I earn 100,000 income per month, even though.
A month?
Per month, because $3 million loan now. So, but I can do that loan because I use the stated income. I put in the application, he make 100,000 a month. So this is awesome loan products, guys, and I have more than that. If you have families, friends who need a mortgage and need help, please talk to one of us. We here all know about mortgage and we know what to advise.
Thank you very much.
So now we open for questions and answer. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask any question, or you can choose one what you want to answer.
Is it also for property out of state of California? Out of state of California, for example, Texas.
Okay, we have license to do loan in California and Texas. But other state, we still working on it. If you want to buy something in Texas, we have no Texas too. Yes.
not mentioned about the going to 1K to for the investment. So I don't know maybe later on or
Yeah, we will talk. Yeah, we can do it again. If you have 401k, you have $1 million in your 401k.
okay.
Right? Up now in the last year. We last year again, and at the end of the year they back everything. So look like the stock market might not be, and our prediction maybe stay Dow Jones. I know it's not Dow Jones S&P, but let's say Dow Jones at $26,000 level this year. So it look like it's about maybe 10% different. And you can look how good you invest into stock market. How is about you start $1 million in your 401k? You have $1 million in your 401k. Don't want it over invest into real estate. Let's say the move buy a commercial building or apartment or anything. Let's say anything. Okay. Small or big. But that is used as the 401k invest to real estate and that qualify. We call it direct IRA. So you will roll over your 401k to a special IRA account. We call it direct it. And then use a directed fund for the real estate. And one thing, just small little details. Last is investment policy. You're not qualified to live in there. You might not claim that as a principal home. You can live there, vacation thing, mainly for investment.
So any gain from the investment have to go back to the
401k.
401k.
Exactly.
Okay. So the investment as you treat as an investment.
Investment, yes. Just like you invest into mutual fund or the stock, into your 401k invest mutual fund stock, invest real estate.
I want to add something about equity. We talked about equity in the previous slide, and then we say when you do a lot of equity, you should use it. You should leverage. You should not just leave the equity there. You want to cash out, get that money, buy another property. Because that's how we do that. We do that to all our properties. We cash out, we buy another properties. That's how you build more and more properties. You grow in your investment. And you see yourself by the time you want to retire, your income is totally based on the rental income. And that's what we're building for our future. So do not just let the equity sit there and, oh, I have $1 million, what for? use it, please, use it. So, yes.
So anybody here, each of us, is up to you, come here with a different reason, maybe very unique reason. So you might not talk out loud to everybody here, so come talk to us separately.
One of our agents here
And then,
overqualified.
yeah, each of us here will answer the question.
Thank you so much. That was your free.
Thank you.